Do you know that Saul of Tarsus, Paul, experienced one of the most dramatic transformations in history? He went from being the early church most feared hired gun to its most prolific architect. The Saul was a high-ranking, zealous Pharisee who viewed the early followers of Jesus as a dangerous cult. Armed with official warrants from the high priest, he set out for Damascus to arrest any Christians he found. Near Damascus, a light brighter than the sun suddenly blinded him, and he fell to the ground. A voice cried out, "Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?" When Saul asked who was speaking, the reply was, "I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting." Saul was left blind for 3 days. In Damascus, a disciple named Ananias, who was understandably terrified of Saul, was commanded by God to visit him. Ananias laid hands on Saul, and his sight returned, described as scales falling from his eyes. He was then immediately baptized. Paul didn't just join the church. He redefined its reach. For the next 3 decades, he was in constant motion, traveling thousands of miles across the Roman Empire. He embarked on 3 major missionary journeys, including a final voyage to Rome. Paul established churches in significant cultural hubs like Corinth, Ephesus, Philippi, and Thessalonica. He typically visited local synagogues first before taking his message to the marketplaces, the Gentiles. His commitment came at a high cost. He was stoned, shipwrecked, beaten with rods, and imprisoned multiple times. He famously wrote about having a thorn in the flesh to keep him humble. Paul's greatest legacy lies in his writings. Out of the 27 books in the New Testament, 13 are attributed to him. These letters, epistles, provided the theological framework for the Christian faith. Paul's life ended in the heart of the empire he sought to convert. Around 64 to 67 AD, during Emperor Nero's reign, Christians were heavily persecuted following the Great Fire of Rome. Unlike his earlier house arrests, his final stint in the maritime prison was grim. As a Roman citizen, Paul was spared the shameful death of crucifixion. Tradition holds that he was beheaded outside the walls of Rome. In his last letter, to Timothy, he wrote, "I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith." If you love pivotal religious stories,